Hi, my name is Erik and I am a running coach. Um, and recently I competed in a ultra marathon, a 100-kilometer race here in Thailand. About 25 k's into the race, I really felt the energy drain from my body, and I was paying the price earlier than I expected. I was really dealing like with grief and disappointment of not being able to finish the race. At the 40k marker, I remember snapping out of it and say like, okay, let's look at what I do have. Let's look at what is happening here. In this moment, I am all right, and that's when I started to find the upward cycle again. So my lived experience of courage was the moment I realized, okay, the goalpost has shifted, and I'm now going to complete this race. When I had a new goal to work towards, all of a sudden I had a, I had, I had a purpose again, and I started to become resourceful. So to summarize all of that, the the moment of courage was the the ability for me in my head to change my goal. So I clearly remember in that very exact moment that I made that decision, I was walking along, looking at the ground, uh, figuring out where to put my feet, and I remember thinking, snapping out of it, standing tall, and say, "This is not me." And I heard myself say it in my head, but I felt it. I really felt it in my chest. Yeah, it radiates outwards. So, if I think of a definition of of courage, it's not. Uh, it's not like charged with fire or something's really brave. For me, the moment of courage was to convince myself that I still had a purpose in this race. So the reason I run and why I'm passionate uh, about running, and I love why I'm being interviewed for this subject, is because sports in general, but running in particular, has been a really uh, great teacher for me. Like we learn all these lessons through running, um, and all of those lessons—that's the most interesting part. All of those lessons are already inside of us, but it's just the races bring it out, and they bring out something else. So they bring out something different every single time. So I'm not regretful for this race. I think it was one of the races where I learned the most. So I'm very thankful.